So have you ever hired someone that you thought was amazing? Like they come in with great experience, they have some really good references, terrific attitude, you see lots of potential. And then 6 months later, you find yourself wondering, why don't they take initiative? Because you thought they would be a self-starter, right? But now they're waiting for instructions and they're waiting for approval. They're waiting for you. If you've ever experienced that, you're not alone. And today I want to share something with you that may completely change how you think about initiative in your team members. Have you ever caught yourself saying, why won't they think for themselves? If that's you, if you've ever heard yourself say that, drop a yes in the comments and be honest. Most of us have, right? I've heard it countless times. I've probably said it myself. When owners tell me that their team lacks initiative, they're usually describing something like this. A team member encounters a problem, and instead of solving it, they come to ask you. Or a customer has a question, so the team comes to you. And something unexpected happens. They keep coming to ask you. And then you start feeling frustrated because it seems like nobody can make a decision without permission. And so naturally, a lot of business owners will conclude, I guess I just don't have the right people. But I want to invite you to look at this from a different perspective. Most business owners assume initiative is something that people are born with. You either have it or you don't have it. It's like a personality trait. You're either proactive or you're not. But in reality, initiative is heavily influenced by the environment we leaders create. So let me explain. Imagine a team member takes initiative. They make a decision, they solve a problem, they try something new. And then what happens? You second guess them, or you correct them, or you overrule the decision. And maybe your intentions are good. You're just trying to help. You're trying to protect quality. You want to avoid mistakes. But what lesson did that team member learn? They learned that taking initiative creates risk because every time they act independently, there's a chance they'll get corrected. So eventually they stop trying. And it's not because they don't care. It's not because they're lazy or incapable. What they're actually doing is they are adapting to their environment. They've learned that the safest thing to do is to wait. Wait for approval, wait for direction, wait for permission. And over time, that becomes the culture in your business. And just to kind of bring this really home for you, let's take a real life example. Think about when you were learning how to ride your bike. If every time your bike wobbled, your parent reached over and put their hand on the handlebar and held you steady, would you have ever learned how to ride a bike? Right? No, you learn balance through the wobbles. You learn to trust yourself that those two little skinny tires on that bike are going to hold you up because you have good core balance. And those wobbles are something you worked through on your own. The same thing happens in business. If you are constantly that parent who's grabbing the handlebars anytime that bike wobbles, every time a team member struggles, they're never developing judgment. Their judgment is where initiative comes from. People become confident by making decisions, not by watching you make them. And this is why I say this isn't a team problem. It's not a hiring problem. It's really a leadership opportunity in your business. Strong leaders create an environment where people can succeed. That doesn't mean you abandon standards. It doesn't mean you stop holding your team accountable. It means you provide clarity. You provide decision-making parameters because people thrive when they know three things. Number one, what outcome am I responsible for? What does success look like? What am I accountable for? Number two, what decisions can I make on my own? Where do I have authority? What can I do on my own? And three, when should I escalate an issue? When we know those three things, we'll take initiative. And that's because we've created boundaries and they are clear. And that's where something really powerful happens. Your team members stop waiting, they start thinking, they solve problems, and their confidence and their competence grows. They start acting like owners instead of order takers. One of the most powerful questions you can ask someone when they come to you with a problem is, what do you recommend? Not what happened, not let me fix that, not, oh, here's what you should do. Instead, what do you recommend? And then put the imaginary duct tape over your mouth and listen. This question immediately shifts ownership back to your team member. And the more often you do that, the more initiative you'll begin to see, because initiative grows where ownership is expected. Strong teams are not built by you controlling every decision. They're built by creating clarity in your expectations, clarity in the boundaries, and trust. When people know what they're responsible for, what authority they have, and where their guardrails are, they become far more capable than most business owners ever imagined. And that's when your business starts becoming less dependent on you. So, if you want a team that takes ownership instead of waiting for your direction, if you want people who solve problems instead of bringing every problem to you, I want you to join us in our upcoming workshop, How to Reclaim 10 Hours of Your Week and Pay Yourself More. We are going to show you practical strategies for developing leaders, reducing owner dependency, and creating a business that doesn't rely on you for every decision. Go to tapthepotential.com/jumpstart. And thank you for joining me today. This week, when someone brings you a problem, I want you to say, what do you recommend? You may be